Thanks for watching my final learning summary of our I4Ed course. The first thing I'm going to be talking about today in this video is copyright. Copyright is the legal protection of people's creations. Copyright lets creators control who is allowed to utilize their work and for creators to be paid for their work. Copyright Matters by the Minister of Education is a great resource for teachers wanting to know more about their rights. It is important for teachers to know their rights so then they don't become a copyright criminal. The second major theme discussed in our course was digital identity. Your online persona or your digital identity paints a picture of who you are. Who should care about their digital identity? Well, everyone. Your online profile gives people the impression of who you are as a person. Young people like to share a lot about themselves online, which is okay as long as they're being safe. It is important to teach our students to be careful about what they post and create appropriate privacy settings for all of their accounts. It is also important to instill in our students that an online life may not be the same as someone's real life. Kids feel a lot of pressure to have people perceive them as having the perfect life, which can lead to a lot of problems such as anxiety, depression, and self-esteem issues. The third major theme discussed in our course is the use of social media in the classroom. Social media is a tool for teachers to integrate student interest into their education program. Teachers often use platforms such as Twitter, Instagram, class sites, blogs, Schoology, etc. to really connect parents and students more to the classroom. So the question is the use of social media positive or negative? I believe that it's both positive and negative. So positives include student interest and engagement is high. Students have a lot of authentic, meaningful learning because it's relevant to them. However, there are drawbacks. So privacy issues, of course, are huge. Access to technology for all students, and also screen time is a huge issue. It's important for teachers to realize, however, that the use of social media and technology in the classroom, although engaging, should have a purpose. If there's no value to the activity, what's the point? The fourth major topic discussed in our class was online and e-learning. Distance and e-learning was something very prevalent in my high school. Most of my courses were taught this way, mostly just because we were a smaller school and didn't have a lot of students and didn't have a lot of teachers. In my opinion, students must be very independent and be very self-motivated to be able to be successful learning by distance ed. Many courses in university are taught by distance ed, so I really felt that my prior knowledge helped me with those types of courses. Of course, there are many platforms and different ways to structure a distance ed or online course. However, I do believe that there are a lot of negatives when it comes to this type of learning. So personal connection between students is not as prevalent because they don't get to interact as much, I find. Also, you are limited to the activities you can do. So the activities are often not as hands-on. Of course, technical difficulties, so the weather or if your Wi-Fi is not working. And of course, schedules vary between schools. To sum up the video, I'd like to talk a little bit about the future of tech and ed. Researchers predict a lot of different things for the future of ed, one being tracking biological responses of our students. So this makes me wonder if we're maybe violating the privacy and safety of students in this way. It seems pretty invasive. The second thing that they predict is e-learning and a lot of simulations and self-directed learning. However, I don't think that e-learning can be used on its own. I still think we need the face-to-face interaction and discussion with our peers. The third prediction is giving students real-life academic and social data and feedback. So how will this new technology affect students' mental health, self-image, and anxiety? New and expensive technology will be needed for these new ways of teaching. I'm wondering how lower SES areas and smaller communities will be able to afford this. Lastly, experts predict that certificates of achievement will change, making degrees and diplomas irrelevant. So I'm wondering how this will affect my career and my certification. Will I still be looked at as a professional?